Been a fantastic weekend filled with a lot of hoops, a lot of passion, and a lot of skill development. Now, I'm joined here by Kayla Alexander, who's just getting set up on the mic. This would not be possible without her, her team, the diligence of everyone coming together to make this sensational event happen. Kayla, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I've been having a fun weekend.
That's
the
great
girls
to
have
hear.
been showing out.
That's great to hear. So just for our viewers at home, we are here located at the Burlington Playground. And so, Kayla, can I ask, what's been one of your bigger takeaways from this weekend? How have you enjoyed your time?
I've loved it. I love seeing all the different girls come. Some girls have come as far as Quebec, other provinces, right?
Look at that.
Just to come here to show off their skill, to learn and just compete and play basketball. And I think that's huge. I love that this is the first time this is going on at the playground.
Absolutely.
So I'm thankful that I could be a part of that, and I hope that this will be the first of many, many all-girls camps and exposure camps to come.
Absolutely, and with the results that we're seeing, with the passion and the drive that a lot of these girls have shown, there's got to be plenty more in the future.
Oh yes, for sure.
Yeah.
There's just so much heart, so much talent.
Yeah, we have some. I was talking to some parents earlier, and they mentioned their trips from Sudbury and just the opportunity to play against other competition. It's not always there. And so having people being able to see that events like this are possible, it's easy to see the value behind them. It really does speak to just how many more that we need to take place in the future.
Exactly, I'm with you on that. And I also love too, like some of the younger girls getting the opportunity to play against some of these bigger girls.
Exactly.
Maybe they always dominate their age group. Now they're being challenged even more to see, okay, what else can I add to my game? What else can I work on? Which I think is important.
Yeah, there's definitely levels to this. And so speaking of, actually, I'm curious to know, can you just give our listeners a brief description of your personal basketball experience and your basketball career to this point?
Okay. So I started playing basketball at the age of 12 with the Barrie Royals. Go Barrie, any Barrie listeners in the house? From there, I played a lot of MDP, JDP, MBDP. Team Ontario for 3 years. Eventually earned a spot on the junior national team. Then I got a scholarship to play at Syracuse University, played and graduated there after 4 years. Got drafted into the WNBA, had 8 seasons there, which I'm incredibly thankful for. I play currently with the senior women's national team, and I also play overseas. I'm actually going into, this is crazy to me, going into year 10 as a professional.
Year 10?
Yes, playing all over the globe, which I'm very thankful for.
Wow, that's incredible. What a journey.
Yes.
Honestly,
I love the sport because it's so much bigger than just basketball. It's so much bigger than just putting the ball in the hoop. It's about all the intangible life skills that you can gain along the way. And I see that being displayed here as well, with the girls coming out of their shell, being more vocal, utilizing that leadership skill, that communication skill, that confidence.
And just talk to us about how much of an improvement they've seen from our first morning to the first afternoon, and especially today. We're really seeing the players put those things into practice. So, Kayla, we have 5 rules here at this camp. Would you mind walking us through those rules?
Yes. So my rules are, that I came up with, the first one is to be a sponge. I think it's really important that girls listen. I was very specific about the coaches that I want to bring in. They're all women who have played at various levels or who currently coach at various levels. And I thought they'd be great people that the girls can come in and learn from. Also, there's that representation piece, which is also important to me. If you can see it, you can be it. Rule number 2 was to ask questions. I'm big on learning. I'm a big believer you stop learning the day you die. So ask questions, learn from those around you. Number 3 was challenge yourself. I wanted the girls to come in here and go outside their comfort zone, do things that they don't normally do, push themselves to the limit to see how they can get to that next stage. Number 4 was to compete. Compete, compete, compete. Go at it. Go out there. Show your skill set. And then number 5, which I think is the most important rule, basketball is a game. Go out there and have fun playing it. So those are the rules for the camp.
Yeah, rules for the camp and great rules for life.
Exactly.
Honestly, through and through. So I thought a really great question that was asked earlier today were, what were some of the biggest challenges that you may face as a basketball player? I thought that was really great for the girls here during our Q&A question session with Kayla and our coaches. they were just able to ask certain questions about things that you wouldn't really get that information elsewhere. So would you mind just sharing with the viewers just some challenges that you've had to overcome over the years and how you overcame them?
Absolutely. There's different challenges in life depending on what stages you are in. For example, that challenge of going from playing high school to playing college, that next level, learning that time management skill is a big one. Challenges that have to do with injuries. I've had my fair share of injuries throughout my playing career. Having the mindset to fight through that, come back from those injuries, and being confident to go back out on the court and not be afraid, but to trust your training and your rehab.
And sorry, Kayla, just to interject, I think you mentioned mindset, and that's been another occurring theme throughout this camp, is noting just how important it is to have that positive mindset or have that next play, next teammate up mentality. And I just thought that was a really nice shot. But that was a really great takeaway. But sorry, please continue.
You're absolutely right, and I'm so thankful to Miranda Aim, 3-time Olympian, one of my teammates. We're roomies with Team Canada. She blessed us with her presence yesterday during our classroom session and did a whole segment on mindset, and the girls loved it. They were all like zoned in, listening. They were engaged, asking questions. It was great. So I'm so thankful to her.
I saw Miranda arrive, and immediately one of our campers came up with her jersey and asked her to sign it.
Oh yeah, if I was that camper, I'd be doing that too.
Absolutely.
Like, please sign.
Pictures.
She was also the flag bearer at the Olympics. So.
Look at that. Yeah.
So thankful.
It's incredible. It's incredible where this game can take you.
Exactly.
It's really awesome. So, Kayla, I don't want to take up too much of your time just because I know it's a busy weekend for you. So the final question I'll ask is, what can players expect from if they were to come to a Kayla Alexander camp themselves for any future events or anything like that? What can they expect?
Honestly, for me, I'm like a teacher at heart, so I'm a big believer in teaching new skills. And also encouraging kids to go outside their comfort zone. That's something that basketball has always forced me to do. And beautiful things come outside of your comfort zone. So just learning new skills, getting outside your comfort zone, and then a lot of playing and competing. Being able to put your game on display and have fun playing the game of basketball.
Fantastic.
And then also, the classroom piece. There will always be that classroom component because teacher over here.
You know what it is. That's how it goes. And again, Kayla, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying this game.
Absolutely. We'll talk soon, okay?
Take care.
So that was Kayla Alexander, first of many illustrious guests. We'll have plenty of other coaches come through and just talk about their experience over the course of this weekend, and we can really get some insights on different players' journeys, different players' experiences, and we can get it only here at North Pole Hoops live broadcast. Now with just over 3 minutes remaining, we're going to give us a couple of thank yous and really shout out some people that this really wouldn't have been possible without. So first and foremost, we want to give a big thank you to our camp partner, Leeds being standing room only. And of course, the camp itself is powered by North Pole Hoops. Very proud of that. Now we also want to thank our community partners being Victory and the MLSE Foundation. Well, we have a big thank you to the Toronto Star from yesterday who were here, who wrote a wonderful article on Kayla Alexander's camp. And on top of many others, we wanted to thank our supporters, including BioSteel, Canadian Tire, Icon, and Can Leeds. For those of you who are curious, if you check out our socials over at North Pole Hoops, you can get a bit of a recap of some highlighted plays, some really incredible basketball that's being played here this weekend. And feel free to follow us on our socials at North Pole Hoops on essentially all the socials. And with 1 minute remaining in our semifinal games, we are joined by a OUA champion. But actually, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Why don't you give a quick hello to the people?
Oh boy, I was not prepared for this. Quick intro, my name is Steph. I just came off an OUA and national championship, actually.
Ooh, talk to him, talk to him.
With former Ryerson University, now Toronto Metropolitan University. But yeah, it was a great year. It was my senior year, so it was honestly best end to my career I could have asked for.
Easily.
But,
and for those of you who missed it, Steph and the Rams actually went undefeated for the entire season this year, which I continue to say and continue to give appreciation towards, because that is an amazing accomplishment. So yeah. Steph, why don't you talk just about what this season was like? Was there any fear in the locker room about losing the perfect streak, or was it something that was just not really addressed all that much?
It honestly was not really addressed. It was something that just kept developing over time, and after a while we were like, oh yeah, I guess we haven't lost. Honestly, that just being undefeated was never our goal. We had our sights set on a national championship the whole year, so I don't know, we weren't really getting too involved in like the little wins there. Obviously we were appreciative of every win, but honestly just had bigger goals, so didn't give too much attention to it.
Yeah, and hey, we were talking earlier just about the mindset and the mentality of what it takes to be a champion, right? And just having you and the team really find a way to, you know, do what you can to just get to your goal is something that has been a big takeaway here at this camp. So can you describe your experience at the Kayla Alexander basketball camp this weekend?
Honestly, I've been nothing but impressed by this weekend. I can honestly say that when I was in high school, even like late middle school, I did not have these opportunities. Like from the sponsors, BioSteel, all of the mental performance, classroom work that they've been doing, talks about nutrition. Like this was not emphasized when I was growing up, and it's honestly a huge part of the game. It's not just what's on court. There's so much that contributes from the mental side to the nutrition side. So I think it's great that we have people like Kayla, you know, showcasing everything that she's learned, and starting at such a young age like this. I think it will only help Canadian female athletes moving forward. Absolutely.
So, Steph, what's next for you in the basketball space? What do you hope to continue to see in the space as a whole, and what would you like to contribute to it?
I'm not sure. Obviously, my playing days are done, but I am really looking forward to start coaching. Obviously, I don't know what that's going to look like. I'm hoping to help out with TMU this year with my former team, and just kind of see how that develops. Like, see if coaching is really for me. I obviously have a great interest in it right now, so I'm really hoping to just dip my toe in and start it off, and then from there, I don't know. I think women's basketball, especially in Canada, is just growing. I think, you know, obviously there's a lot of attention on going down to the States, and rightfully so. I think that's like a great goal for students to have, but even staying in Canada, that has grown so much over the last couple of years. I know playing in the U Sports level, how great it's been for me, my experience. I mean, it's competitive here. So students now in Canada don't have to go to the States to get really good playing opportunities. We have that right here, and we see it in the talent here this weekend. So
couldn't agree more. Well, Steph, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for chatting with me.
Yeah, of course. We'll see you soon, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Enjoy tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs for only $15 a month.
That's $15 a month? That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone.
It's all about the endorphins, baby. What's up?
It's this place, I tell you.
Amen, baby.
Get glowing and feel fit-tacular at Planet Fitness for only $15 a month.
Shot goes up.
Bang going on for a poster.
And we are back for the final game of the weekends. I'm here with Coach Lee, the NLSA. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Shout out my MPH family. You know what it is. Kayla Alexander Camp 2022. We doing this.
We here. So listen, Lee, we had a lot of great questions during our Q&A today. I think you had a lot of really, really interesting insight. But one of the questions that was asked but wasn't able to be answered just due to time constraints was, who are some of your role models in the sport of basketball, and who helped you get to where you are today?
Absolutely. So, I mean, the biggest thing for me coming up is, like, the deal breaker for me was when I saw a lot of women playing basketball, like, because there's that representation, right? Seeing them out there. And, you know, a few women that I want to personally shout out is Stephanie Skerba. Stephanie Skerba is one of our GTA players. She plays overseas now. She played at Michigan. And, you know, looking at players like that, players like a Kalisha Keene, who just, you know, they embody, you know, female excellence, you know, especially as a woman of color myself. And so I know personally for me, those are players I looked up to. I see Jessica Roca here. She's officiating our finals game. She's somebody I looked up to as well when she was playing, when she was younger and stuff. So I think it's important now, especially coming out of this COVID break, that we have individuals and female players like Kayla giving back. You know, a few weeks ago, Letitia Meher was in town. She ran her own camp out in Ottawa. Marissa Russell, who's at Louisville, ran her own camp. Cheyenne Day Wilson, you know, was home this summer. She's been doing some stuff with her old club team. So this is like on a larger scale, we're seeing a movement happen in Canadian women's basketball where the women who are in the space and dominating and competing are coming back, and there's that real tangible person that I can ask questions to, you know, that I can seek advice from, that I can seek mentorship from. So I want to shout out all the women, you know, at our collegiate and pro levels who are really creating these opportunities.
That's awesome, Lee. Thank you so much for sharing. And so, having seen this camp, having been such a huge part of this camp here this weekend, what are some takeaways that you've had with it?
I mean, I think it's clear that, you know, we got a lot of amazing players coming up.
Absolutely.
Like, this has been an incredible summer
Absolutely.
for our female Canadian prospects. You know, Canada Games just wrapped up. Alberta won. Provincials wrapped up. Ontario won. This past weekend, actually, we had two Canadian females, Denia Prawl and Cassandra Prosper, play in the Under Armour Top 24 game that Steph Curry hosts. So it's just clear to me, even in this gym right now, like, we got some of the next best prospects that are coming up. And so how can we hone in on this talent? How can we make sure they have the right supports in place? We're seeing them year round. You know, personally for me, I'd love to get on the court with a lot of our prospects, you know, regardless of what skill level they're at, because the sky is the limit, you know, and Canadian university basketball is at a rise. It's been rising. It's been getting better. At the NCAA level, we have girls showing out on an annual basis. I mean, you know, we got over 100 kids playing at that level and at Power 5 schools as well. So, you know, this camp is cool because, you know, these kids 2-3 years from now, we're going to be seeing them play, you know, in the BioSteel game.
No doubt about it.
You know, in the Canadian All-Star games and stuff. So.
No, and it's great to see. It's great to see the development of Canadian basketball just happening right before us, right? It's all about paying it forward. It's not a moment. It's a movement, like you mentioned.
Absolutely.
So, Lee, I don't want to take up too much of your time here, but I would love to you to just describe to the listeners what you got on the go in terms of basketball for yourself. And why don't you talk a little bit about Camp Leeds for us?
Absolutely. So, you know, since January, I've been back in the GTA, in the gym a ton with a lot of our prospects. Personally, for me, teacher, as a fitness trainer, I'm passionate about movement and functionality. You know, and I just want to give back as much as I can. You know, personally, you know, I aspire to coach at the highest levels, you know, in the country and in North America. But I'm just grateful for all these opportunities, you know, to be able to work with our provincial and our national team players, our prep school kids, our high school kids, and even our summer camps. So if you're looking for me, just know I'm in the gym. I'm at Playground Burlington where we're hosting this camp, you know, but I'm also on the West End. I'm also on the East End. So this year I intend to make it out to a lot of our NCAA games as well and check in on how some of our elite prospects are doing. Canadian women's basketball is at a rise. A month from now, our senior team is going to be playing in Australia at the World Cup. I'm excited to see, what we have to show. As much as I can, I'm just trying to live each day and, trying to have a lot of basketball in each day.
Fantastic. Well, Lee, thank you so much for being here this weekend. I can speak from personal experience saying that I'm a better person for knowing you. And I know that that's true for a lot of the people that you come in contact with. So thank you so much for spending time with us here and being you.
Thank you, G. I appreciate it. Shout out MPH, yo. We're running this back 2023. We're running it back. Catch us in here.
All right. Thank you, Lee. And with that layup, it ties up the score at 9-9 as we enter our final 5 minutes of our finals game. We will have a crowned champion with a nice find down low. You can feel the intensity picking up while we're here in this gym. His body's flying, intensity. Oh, come on now. Oh. See a bit of a sprain on the court here. Ooh, looks like a little cramp situation. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back in just a moment here. And we are back for the final 4 minutes of the game. And thankfully, everyone seems to be okay. It just seems to be a bit of a cramped up situation, but we'll keep you posted on how we're doing. Once again, while we're here, I just wanted to say a quick couple of thank yous, especially to the standing room only, as well as North Pole Hoops. And not to mention our community leaders being, our community partners being Victory and the MLSE Foundation. While, as always, we really appreciate the support shown by the Toronto Star. And not to take away anything from our supporters being BioSteel, Canadian Tire, Icon, and Can Leets. Joining us now, we have another prestigious Ryerson Ram. We have Gemma.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Very good. So, Gemma, how has this Kayla Alexander's basketball camp experience been for you? Was it what you were expecting? Is it more than what you were expecting? What do you think?
When I walked in, first of all, I want to say, this opportunity has been great. I've always seen this court. I've seen pictures, but this was more than I thought it was going to be. I think it's great exposure for the girls. I wish we had things like this a couple years ago, and I think it's a great opportunity for the girls to come out and have good competition and be able to show their skills. And I think that North Pole Hoops and Kayla have done a great job of organizing this event and putting on a good show for these girls.
Wonderful, wonderful. So why don't you tell our viewers just a little bit about your basketball experience?
Yep. So I was a former player at Ryerson University. Played there for 5 years. I was an OUA All-Star in my 3rd year and just finished off this last year with U Sport and national champion.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And can you talk to us a little bit about your experience in this season?
Yeah, so this past season, actually, I was rehabbing from my ACL surgery, so it's my first season back. And we had an incredible season. We went undefeated, which is, I mean, unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unheard of. It's incredible. It's incredible. I keep saying it, but congratulations on that. That's such an accomplishment.
Yeah, it really was. And come back, was honored getting OUA Finals MVP and U Sports Final 8 MVP. So,
Good stuff.
yeah, it felt really good to get back in the court. And after that year long of COVID and rehabbing and coming back and being able to do that, it was great.
That's awesome. So earlier today during our Q&A, there were some really important questions that were being asked, and just a lot about our basketball journeys. So if there's any piece of advice that you can give any basketball players listening about how to make it to the next level, what would you mention to focus on?
I always say to work on every part of your game. But regardless, it doesn't matter what position you play, to me. You can never be too skilled.
That's true.
And always to trust your abilities. I know once you start moving up and playing older girls and playing against harder competition, it's easy for you to, at least it was for me, to not trust in yourself and what you've done over the years, but there's a reason why you're there, right? It's because you've shown all the skills up to this point, and it's just to continue to trust yourself, and you're there for a reason.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Really, thank you so much for those pieces of advice. And again, we're not gonna take up too much of your time here, but can you just talk to us about what your any future plans in the sport? Would you like to continue playing, coaching, anything like that?
I think the playing career is over for me. Yeah. Hanging up the shoes, but I am obviously interested in coaching in some capacity. I'm here this weekend, and I had a great time coaching these girls. And I'm also interested in the sports management type, so admin work in any sort of sports capacity. I just love being around the game in whatever form.
Yep, and the game's better for you being in it. So thank you so much for your time, Gemma.
Thank you.
Take care.
Nice meeting you.
And that will do it with a final score of 20-13. We have our first ever Kayla Alexander finals game in the books. Now, I've been Garrison Thomas. I've been your host, and we will talk to you in just a moment or two.
Gemma and Steph? Me and Chris? Okay, who gets first pick? Kayla, think of a number. Kayla, think of a number from 1 to 10.
Jeez, I got it.
6.
What do you say?
4. Oh. Who's our first pick?
We go first?
Yeah, we go first. Chloe.
Okay.
So you're going to pick Stella, 62. Let's go, coaches.
Shake.
Shake. All right, we're going to pick Name? Huh? Adita?
Juliana, Stella, Madison, Eden, Cheyenne.
Very nice. Okay, now I want you to say one thing you do really well. Go. One thing you do really well.
Run, share the ball, move, and like play a lot of talking, right? Like hustle plays, all the stuff that we've talked about like this weekend is really important. Like make plays for each other, drive and kick and get like a really good movement.
Communication is
Communication
big.
is like the key.
Especially on defense.
Box out.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Run the quick. Yeah, and run. Yeah, run wide.
Yeah. Push the long transition.
Yeah. Everything we just said.
What's our team name?
Our team.
Yeah.
Not shooter hoopers. Not what? Not shooter hoopers. That is like you should be the shooters or the hoopers. Or the hoopers. And you guys like one of the other. You hyphenated. I don't know why you hyphenated. You won them? All right.
Because I'm just trying to look around for inspiration.
Let's go. What are you picking up? What are you picking up?
Nothing else. Right under. Yeah.
Yeah.
live for our All-Star game. If you caught it, we just had our 3-point shootout, which would have ended in a huge success. For this final game here, we have the 20 top campers here at Kayla Alexander's camp. And as we see, Coach Kayla is practicing throwing up the ball, keeping everyone on their toes. And just like that, we are underway. Now, I am fortunate enough to be joined by Coach Jess, coach of Waterloo. Jess, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me out. This is an amazing event to be a part of, and really happy to be here. So
happy to have you. Happy to have you. So I've asked our other guests just to give us a little bit of background information on your basketball journey to this point and just where you're at in the sport today. Would you mind just walking us through that?
yeah, I mean, I'm from the GTA. I grew up in Mississauga. Fun fact, Kayla and I, once upon a time, used to be part of the same development program through Canada Basketball called Center for Performance. So Kay and I go way back to around these young ladies' ages.
Right, yep.
Took my career stateside for 4 years, had a successful time there. And then when I graduated, I stayed on as a grad assistant at my alma mater at Cleveland State. And from there, finished my master's, got into coaching, came back home, coached for 4 years at the now TMU, and then now I'm the head coach for the Warriors at Waterloo. So that's the short of it.
That's the short of it. That's amazing. It really is incredible just to see where this game can take you and just the people that you meet along your journey. So, just for a question for the basketball players that might be listening, what are some skills, whether they be tangible or intangible, that you as a head coach in a university program look for?
I mean, one that stands out to me is just work ethic and consistency. I know it sounds cliche, but those things go
cliche
a long
for
way.
a reason.
Yeah. I mean, the work is hard to see, or easy to see now with social media, because, you know, literally workouts are so accessible, and a lot of, I know, young people are going that avenue for exposure. But I think even just for the performance piece, to be out on the floor, and the confidence piece, the hard work goes a long way. But the other side of it too is just like being basketball smart. There's so much access to learning now. Film is more readily accessible in all channels, whether that's professional, at the university, college level. And I know some of our coaches here who I've coached as well are big film junkies, so it's just a way to expedite learning, and I think that can go a long way for young athletes, just to grow your game. I call them free reps because they require no physical effort. So those would be my pieces of advice if you are looking to take your game to the next level.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm loving seeing all the smiling faces out here on the court right now. Everyone's been having a great time here at the Kayla Alexander camp as they are lighting it up from downtown. But can you just describe what it means to you to see an event like this really take form? What does that mean to you personally?
This is incredible. I mean, I'm probably starting to show my age now when I say these opportunities did not exist, even as short as I want to say 5-7 years ago. This is a very I'll say delicate time for young women. This age demographic statistically is the drop-off point for a lot of young females in sport, not just in the sport of basketball. So to create an opportunity and a space for young people and young women specifically to compete and to, sorry, photo here. To compete and to learn from, an experienced, poised professional such as Kayla, and then the staff that we have here is just incredible.
Right.
They don't need to know the pathway to get here, or that we've taken to get to this point. But I'm just happy that Kayla's been able to put this on and give these ladies something to cheer for like they are right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Jess, thank you so much for taking the time to come speak to our viewers, and we really appreciate you. And just as a little end note, I do just want to say that I was one of the many players that you've coached over your time, and honestly, respect for all the work that you've shown me over the years and just really instilled in my basketball journey as well. So I appreciate you, and I'm sure every other player that's been coached by you or has gotten to know you can agree. So thank you very much.
Yeah, respect.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Take care, okay? And just as we come up to the 8-minute mark, we are just about ready to make our first substitution of the game. Here we are. Oh, I think we're being blessed with a return visit from Kayla Alexander herself. She's been running around, reffing, doing all she can, coaching, really immersed into the game right now. Yep. Now, just so everyone knows, we do have a few awards coming in after these games. So we have our Sportsmanship Award, our Hustle and Heart Award, as well as our MVPs for the entire weekend. So there's plenty of opportunity for our campus to get the shine that they deserve and the accolades. And it's been an amazing weekend of just support and really showing that, you know, it doesn't take anything away it doesn't take anything for you to be a good teammate. It doesn't take away from you to show support for someone else, and if you can do that, then those are really the things that people can really learn from and benefit from. Now, I will mention as well that in this All-Star game, we have both age groups. So we have a wide variety of students here from grade 7 to grade 12. And here at the Kayla Alexander camp, we based off of your talent. So as long as you're willing to put in the work and as long as you're willing to try as hard as you possibly can, then you're going to find a place and we will notice you. And as promised, we have the grand return of the Kayla Alexander. How are you, Kayla?
Kayla Alexander. Just fine. How are you doing? I'm enjoying the game.
Yeah, it's been a great game. It's been an awesome experience as we substitute once more. So, Kayla, just here on this Sunday, we've seen a lot of progression. We've seen the intensity pick up, but we've also seen a lot of people cheering one another on and a little bit more comfortability amongst people who didn't know each other before they got here. So can you just talk to us about what basketball means in terms of building relationships off the court?
Oh, I think that's huge. One of the great things about basketball or just sports in general is the people that you get to meet and the friendships that you make in the process. When you come here by yourself, you may not know somebody, but through the station work, through the playing games, you have to talk to each other, you get to know one another. In lunch, you get the opportunity to communicate with each other and get to know new people. And who knows, maybe some people will leave here making new lifelong friends. I know for myself, at the age of 12, I started playing ball, and my friend who got me into basketball, Nicole Murphy, we are still friends to this day.
Awesome, look at that. Yeah, and it's amazing just listening to all of our coaches talk about their basketball journeys, what basketball specifically has brought them. And it just goes to show that basketball really is that medium that can get you to where you want to be.
Exactly.
That's right, yeah. And so we've had a lot of our coaches just talk about certain intangibles and intangible traits that we look at in basketball. But what I'm really curious about is just your perspective on the development of the sport of basketball, whether it's as a WNBA player, former WNBA player yourself. Where would you say basketball has moved towards just in the past, call it 5 to 10 years or so?
I think we're making big strides. I would like to shout out like Canada basketball because I do feel like they're doing everything starting at the grassroots, the development teams, getting young girls who are feeding into the program, which I think is huge. Also, when I look across the province too, I see like OSBAs, the different leagues that we have, prep teams, great organizations like this, NPH, who are putting on events like this so the young girls can come, learn, and put their skill on display.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks so much. So I know it's still the first half, but do you have an inkling on who's going to take this All-Star game? Ooh, this All-Star game championship.
Blue seems to have an early lead. They have been pretty dominant, getting out and running in transition.
White's chipping away.
Right.
White's chipping away.
But they're coming back.
That's true.
Not gonna hold my breath just yet.
No, that's right. But hey, I love the effort that we're seeing. I love the intensity. The style of play is really speaks to just to your point about how Canadian basketball is really, it's a fast-paced play. You see in different countries, they might have different styles of play, whether it be just a little bit more focused on the half-court sets and everything. But it's interesting to see just how players like yourself have affected the play of generations to come. And there's something to say about just how Canadian basketball is being played by pushing the pace and making that extra pass. And yeah, would you mind speaking just to what Canadian style means to you on an international level?
Okay, when it comes to Canada basketball, I know like we have a new head coach, Victor LaPena, and I know with him he wants us to play fast, get out in transition, be really active on defense, forcing a lot of turnovers so we can play a lot of offense and get out there and run, but a lot of team ball too. So I think it's important that yes, we want you to be skilled, be able to dominate in your position, be able to create for yourself, but also that team ball, making good reads, high IQ. I think that's really important. I think that is the definition of Canadian basketball.
I see. Yeah, no, that's a great answer. It's a great answer. I can really appreciate that. Ooh, so close.
See, this blue team's chippy.
That's
all
right.
over on defense.
That's
the
right.
heart. Oh,
Come on
I love
now.
it. I love the heart.
And the camaraderie, of course. And what we mentioned earlier, it was just a lot of people are coming in from all over.
Yes.
We're talking about just the necessity for to compete against higher level individuals, and so we love to see the younger players going at the older grades and the older girls that we have here. So can you just talk to us about how important just competition has been in your life on and off the court?
I think competition is good. It forces you to. It allows you to see where you stand, areas of improvement, your strengths, your weaknesses, and also it brings out what's inside of you. I feel like when you compete, you get competitive, what's already in there will just come out more. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I believe they say pressure makes diamonds.
It does.
As the saying goes.
It does. Sometimes you need to be under a little pressure, face some challenges to grow.
Absolutely. Now, Kayla, we were fortunate enough to have your mother here for the first day, which was absolutely a treat. That was fantastic hearing about the many stories of your family just growing up and the life and times. So can you just talk to us about your parents and your family's role and influence in your life and basketball career?
My parents are my biggest cheerleaders. I am not here today. I am not who I am without them. They supported me every step of the way. They always believed in me, even in those moments where I didn't believe in myself. My father especially, he was always very tough with me. I remember some uncomfortable conversations in the car after games I don't necessarily always want to take a part of, but they were necessary and they helped me in my growth and like my mental toughness. So I'm forever thankful to them. And then my sister, Keisha, she's here today helping out, always been there by my side, supporting, and Kyle too. Just very thankful for my family.
Very nice. And where's Kyle today?
He is actually in Ottawa in the CEBL finals. So he's playing with the Scarborough Shooting Stars.
Shooting Stars.
And they're playing against the Hamilton
Honey Badgers.
Honey Badgers. So wishing him luck. I'm not sure what the score is right now, but I'm hoping that they're up.
Yep, as the saying goes, basketball never stops.
It sure doesn't, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kayla, just for the final minute of play here, would you mind just thinking about or talking about any of our sponsors and maybe how a couple thank yous and just seeing how we got to where we are today?
Absolutely. I want to give a huge thank you to Standing Room Only and North Pole Hoops. So Standing Room Only with Kelly, she helped co-found this camp, and then it is powered by North Pole Hoops, who continue to do amazing things, which I'm incredibly thankful for. I also want to thank our community partners, Victory, Creative Group, MLSC Foundation, and I'd like to give a big thanks to our media partner, Toronto Star. And then, of course, our other supporters include BioSteel, who's been keeping us hydrated all weekend long.
All weekend. And for weeks to come, for sure.
Canadian Tire, who have some amazing gifts that they gave for the girls. It's going to be a nice surprise for them at the end. Icon, who put up all this incredible signage for us today. And Can Leads, who have been great supporters of this entire camp. Liana and Quinn have been out supporting us this entire time.
That's fantastic. And I'm sure that they're thankful to be partnered with you as well. Such amazing Canadian athletes. And with the final 8 seconds, let's see what we can come up with. And it's a layup, a full court layup make. Now with that, that'll bring us to the end of our first half, and we are going to take a break, but don't go anywhere because that break will be over in no time. I'll see you soon. And we are back for the second half of the All-Star game. Final 12 minutes of the Kayla Alexander Sports Basketball Camp. We have the blue team with a large lead over our white team. But you know, this is the sport of basketball, and you can never count out the heart of a champion. I'm your host, Garrison Thomas. Been with you all weekend. Been with North Pole Hoops for quite a few years, and can't say enough great things about this organization, man. Like, seeing what they've been able to do with what we've been given, it's just it just speaks to the effort and the what a number of people together can do. Shot goes up, shot goes down, blue again. Now, that's the thing about All-Star games, is that every player here, they came to play. They've been showing out all weekend long, and it's you know, basketball's a game of runs. That's easy to show. But never an excuse to give up. Never an excuse to let go of the handle. There's always an opportunity for a comeback as long as you're willing to look for it. Sure, you can all hear through my mic just the intensity that both teams are still bringing along. We got some teammates of each other as well as competitors, but that's the great thing about these camps, is that we all get an opportunity to, you know, understand that basketball is bigger than any one of us. It's a team game, it's a team community, and I think it's safe to say that we are all better for this sport being what it is. Now, keep in mind that if you're ever in the Burlington area, the playground is available for court rentals. So you and your friends can have a great time hooping. You can rent out this space for team practices, or even if you just want to get a run in with some buddies, some pals, birthday parties, we do it all. You know where to find us on our socials at the playground, Burlington. And behind me, you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but I know I can see that we are setting up for our award ceremony. So please stick around to see who has won what. All the coaches have been carefully watching for each of these awards throughout the entire weekend, and these players have been hand-picked by each of us. And it's a tough call for a lot of them. It's difficult to make these decisions because there's only so many awards to go around, but we need to understand that it's not always just about the awards, right? It's not about the end result. Sometimes it's about the process of getting there. And I think that there's a lot more to say about just the effort and the heart that a lot of these girls have shown. It's fantastic to see where this sport is heading. approach our final 2 minutes of the game. We are really looking forward to our award ceremony that's to come. It'll be so stay tuned for that. Our first ever Kayla Alexander All-Star game coming to an end. We do have our award ceremonies coming up. We'll be announcing our winners. We'll be announcing our Hustle and Heart Award, our Sportsmanship Award, as well as our MVP of the camp. As those minutes dwindle down, we see smiling faces, we see disappointed faces, and we still see our players going hard, which is exactly what the sport is about and all that we love about it. Now again, I've been your host, Garrison Thomas. It's been my pleasure to have this one-way conversation with you. And if you tune in for the next ones, I'm sure we'll be in touch. Okay, so stay tuned for our award ceremony that's coming up, and we will be in touch. That's game. Again, we really appreciate the support and really everything you do. As a matter of fact, let's give it up for the fans right now. Thank you so much, everyone here for coming out. Thank you so much for coming out. Also, I know this is probably a first for a lot of us, was having a girls-only showcase. So I want to know, how did you find this experience? Does anyone have any big takeaways? Did we learn anything? What was a big learning point for some of us? Any of us? A little louder. Right, especially at this high level, we're competing hard. We're learning from a lot of coaches who did it at very high levels. So it's really great to, be a sponge and take away those learnings that we do. Okay. Anyone else? Any other key takeaways?
The energy in the gym is very positive.
Very positive energy, right? You don't have to send on someone to make yourself taller. Right? We can all rise together. Okay. Very good. Somebody over here.
Just like the competition and competing with one another and against each other.
Definitely, yeah. Competition is going to be a part of our lives for as long as we live. Right? It's really great to face those challenges head on and to continue to learn to grow and develop from them. Okay? So we're just about ready to give out these awards. I know we're making some minor adjustments here at the end. But I just want to say thank you to all of you, because you're absolutely right. The energy in this gym was amazing. Right? Spaces like this, they're tough to come by. And really having people like all of you, each and every one of you, was really special. So again, I'm going to say give a quick hand to each other. Thank you so much for coming out this week. I really appreciate your time and your efforts. It was fantastic. So, Coaches Jess, please. Sorry?
How many of you guys drive? You guys drive? So you drove here today? No. Friday night, so you drove. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? You drove here today? Yeah. Okay. So 3 people drove here today. How did you get here? You drove? You drove. Who drove? Your mom. You flew? And then how'd you get from work to the visit? Your dad. Okay. Who got the pressure? Your mom. Okay. So I'm hearing a theme here. Yeah. Yeah. Someone brought you here today. Someone signed you up for this camp. A few exceptions that drove themselves. So I think it should be without. Yes, without a support system, you wouldn't be here today. So make sure before you go home tonight, we'll give a round of applause for your parents. But before you go home tonight, make sure you thank whoever brought you here today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we're ready now. Come on in.
Okay, so first I want to congratulate each and every one of you for today or for this weekend. You guys are all amazing. It was fun to see you guys in action. You guys worked your butts off. Now we have a little bit of some awards we want to give out. First, we want to acknowledge a couple of winners. So could our 5-on-5 winners of our little in-camp tournament come up? The team that won.
Great job, baby.
What was it his name? Next up, we have our 3-on-3 winners from the young court.
You won! Yeah.
Did you guys have a team share?
Nope.
No? Okay.
What's your team? No team name? No team name? Team 1 on 3. Team 1 on 3!
1, 2, 3, team 1! showdown on the court. So when I call your name, come up, high fives, and then you'll get a lovely ball courtesy of Madam Batia. First up, we have Miss Chloe.
Yes. Okay, sure.
Okay, we're gonna have Kelly. Oh, wow, no. We're gonna have Kelly. I'm standing room only, handing out the basketball trophy. So, next up we have Miss Shaylee. Next up, we have Miss Maiva.
You have to do 5 of them,
Okay. Up next, we have Miss Amanda. And next up, we have Miss Eden.
One more with Kelly.
We have all 5.
All over. Yeah. And then one of these. Just Thank you.
Thanks, ladies. You can sit down.
Next up, we have 3 awards for the camp that are going to be presented by Kelly.
Yes. Art and You got it.
All right, so for this award, again, this is someone that we felt showed a lot of hustle and heart throughout the entire camp. They hustled, put their body on the line, showed a lot of hearts on the court. Miss Lily Jones, please come out.
Great job. Congratulations.
For our next award, we have the Sportsmanship Award. And we felt like this young lady was very vocal. She showed sportsmanship by always encouraging others, just so positive all camp, encouraging everybody. So please come up, Olivia.
You had cheer for yourself now.
for this last award, this is our MVP of the camp. This is someone who we felt just showed out every single day. They competed hard. They were getting buckets. They defended. They did everything and all the intangibles. So please come up. And then can we get one with all of the winners? First.
No, that's too much. You can't. You go fast.
All right, and last but not least, in our hearts, you guys are all winners today. So you guys will all be going home with a little gift courtesy of our partners, Canadian Tire, Victory, MLSC, Biosphere. Am I missing anybody? Icon. And that's everybody. So I'm going to call you guys one by one. Hopefully everybody's Amanda.
And that will do it for the first Kayla Alexander Girls Exposure Camp here at North Pole Hoops. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. You know, this is a big win for the girls community, and we're just going to keep building on this. So thanks again, and stay tuned for what's next. Thanks for coming.